Hello and a very good morning, everyone. Welcome to a Friday. So, we have come to the end of the week, and time flies, and we had a very good previous four market days. Well, I think markets are pretty good for this month so far, for the month of July. Even last week, we had a very good analysis and good market predictions for last week and also this week. So let us have a look and see what happened for the last 24 hours and also what will be coming up in terms of economic news and data for the next 24 hours. Okay, so Friday, 17th of July 2020, we already had a very exciting previous four market days. And today, markets will tend to be a bit quiet. In my opinion. And although it's going to be less active than the last four market days, there should still be some minor cycles moving on for today. So at 5 p.m. today, we will be having the Eurozone Final Consumer Price Index data coming out at 5 p.m. And towards 6 p.m., we will be having Bank of England's Governor, Mr. Andrew Bailey, speaking. Towards the evening from the US markets, we will be having the building permits data and also the housing starts numbers. And towards 10 p.m., we will be having the University of Michigan's consumer sentiment and inflation expectations numbers. Okay, so so no major economic data releases today. However, the UK and US markets will still be operating, and we should still see some minor movements on the markets today. Okay, so let us move on and see what other news and events happened over the last 24 hours. So the US dollar was initially weak during the UK session and towards the beginning of the US trading sessions. However, the US dollar did manage to stage a decent recovery again for the second consecutive day towards the closing hours or towards the close of US trading session. So for the US dollar, this is what we were looking at during yesterday's market analysis. During yesterday's market analysis update at about 12 p.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time, we were looking at the US dollar having already staged a decent recovery on a Wednesday, and on Thursday at about 12 p.m. just about here. Okay, Thursday at about 12 p.m. we were looking for it to move further up towards this bearish trend line, which was drawn ever since the 30th of June. Okay, this bearish trend line. And true enough, for yesterday, the US dollar initially strengthened to test close towards the bearish trend line, and then after this is the candle that started to move down. 13 plus 5 is a bit early at about 1800 hours, which is 6 p.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time. The US dollar weakens for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours all the way down, and only towards late in the evening at about 12 a.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time, the US dollar strengthens back to test, and in a way haven't really broken through convincingly to test the bearish trend line again. Okay, so currently it's a bit quiet, just marginally bearish. So for the US dollar, this was the major movement, and let us have a look and see what other data came out yesterday. So for Thursday, which was just 24 hours ago, we had a set of economic data coming out from the UK. First of all, it was the claimant count change, showing us how many UK citizens were filing for unemployment benefits. So for yesterday, the numbers came in at first of all, markets was expecting the numbers to come in at 250,000 British citizens looking for unemployment claims. However, the numbers came in at just 28.1k. So it is a good sign. It shows that most British citizens are able to secure jobs and do not require to approach the government for social benefits. Okay, so the other data was the unemployment rate. The unemployment rate came in at 3.9%, beating market expectations of 4.2%. However, it was the same unemployment rate as the previous month of 3.9%. Okay. Um, Other major economic events yesterday, one of it was the European Central Bank's monetary policy statement. There was no changes in the main refinancing rate at 0%, and their views and opinions was pretty much similar, which is unchanged. They are still looking for the balance of the current year, the next 6 months, to be rather slow and lethargic, and are only expecting a mild recovery in the year 2021. Okay, so this was data, and of course the other set of data was from the US. In terms of the core retail sales numbers, core retail sales came in at 7.3%, better than market expectations of 5%. Okay, and the final data, of course, was the unemployment claims numbers for the last couple of weeks now. The numbers came in at around the 1.3 million range, and it was no different yesterday, coming in at 1.3 million Americans seeking for unemployment benefits. So yeah, and of course the National Association of Housing market index came in at 72, way better than market expectations of a 60 reading, and also much better than the previous month's 58 reading. Okay, so all of this translated into a very volatile session for the US dollar, initially moving up during the Asian and UK trading sessions, going up about 33 points, and then after during the US trading sessions, going down 42 points again, and towards the close of the US trading session, bouncing back up 48 points. Okay, so we're going to have a look at the UK pound, the euro dollar, or even the Canadian dollar shortly during our technical charts analysis. So again, for today, in terms of economic calendar and events, there should be no major economic events scheduled unless there's a spontaneous event from the US or from the UK or even from the White House. Then we may see some movements on the US dollar and gold prices towards the evening session. If not, today's market should be quite gentle and soft. And yeah, so just if you still want to trade today, just watch out for the time zones again, 2 to 4 p.m. and 7 to 9 p.m. Okay, so let us move on to the technical charts analysis section.